Welcome back to another episode of Reason, Tips, and Tricks. I believe this is episode number 4. Yeah, and we're going to get into some more vocoding. And we're going to specifically talk about using vocoding and the vocoder and vocals. So what I've got here is a song that I've already did a couple years ago. And it's me singing. And I'd like to apologize ahead of time for the horrible singing. But I do use the vocoder after I do singing, and that's how I create my vocals in almost all my songs, because I never took the time to really work on my singing voice or anything like that. I just kind of stay in the studio and prefer writing music better. But I do want to sing, but I want them to sound a certain way. So let's go ahead and hear in this little clip of this song how I don't want my vocals to sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and just play this real quick.
So that's my story to you. I know you're gonna know it's true. I look around, guess what I see? I see the time we spent, the love you said, you're everything you left inside me.
Okay, so I'm sorry to have to put you all through that, but it was necessary to for me to show you guys the power of the Reason vocoder here. So now I'm going to turn the dry wet all the way up on the vocoder, and for this song I did use a very heavy vocoding vocals, and we're going to listen to the same track again with vocoding and some unison. The unison effect put on it, and some compression and a little bit of reverb and some automation that was recorded on the mixer and on the vocoder as well. So there's a combination of things now. So let's go ahead and listen to that same track again real quick. Well, here we go.
So that's my story to you. I know you're gonna know it's true. I look around, it's what I see. I see the time we spent, the love you said, you're everything you left inside me.
Right, so as you can see, it's a little different now. It's quite different. And some of the things that made it different are the automation that was recorded on the vocoder. At the very end of the phrase here, you can see where I kind of held the last part of the note, and we've gone over that before in the last lesson. If we go ahead and edit automation, we can see right here where I turned on the hold, which held the last formant of my voice, which I believe was the word me. And so what you hear is you hear the mix of the keyboard coming into the vocoder and the last formant of my voice, which is a E, the end of it, and it held that mix, whatever the vocoder was spitting out, it held that. And then there was also some automation for this purposes, because it's really hard to scroll back and forth with audio and Reason, because it is a sound sequencing, a music sequencing program. I'm going to go ahead and switch the vocoder to equalizer so you can hear the keyboard notes here. So this is just the keyboard notes without my vocals. So you can hear the note. We'll go ahead and go and look at that note. It's just two notes that were being played. You can see them right here. Now let's go ahead and look at the mixer control, which is right here. And let's go ahead and look at the automation on that channel as well, because you can hear that kind of DJ, messing with the transformer. Well, that you can do really easy by making automation on whatever channel your vocoder is coming out of. Let's go ahead and look at the automation on that right there. Now it looks kind of crazy, but if you look real close, you can see where and keep your eye up here on this channel, because this is the vocoder channel. So here we go. Here it comes. So what we did there is we just basically recorded some on-off automation on that channel. So by going into a little further here, you can see where I use my pencil tool using 16th or 32nd notes, and I drew in like this. We're going to use, let's see, 32nd notes here. I drew in up, on with the volume. It's like I'm doing the crossfade, you know what I mean? I'm doing it, except I'm drawing it in, and there's no way you're going to be able to move your mouse, or maybe if you have a MIDI controller you can do it real time, but it sounds more cleaner if you just draw in the on-off. You can see it on, off, off, on, off, on, and it basically ends up sounding like this. Let's see, let's go ahead and back it up to a keyboard line here where we can hear what's going on. So that's just the keyboard line itself. And when it's vocoded, when it's actually the vocoder working, then we can take it off of EQ here and listen to that and see how that sounds. You can hear that it actually took the last formant of my voice. And also during that little break towards the end there, I did some automation on the shift knob on the vocoder. And if you watch, let's see, if we go to that area where it's controlled and right click on the shift, you can see where I came up with the shift knob, and you can clean that up like we talked about before. And then I came back down to the middle, to the 0 or Z point of the shift knob. And we'll go ahead and play that phrase for you again so you can hear all these things working in conjunction with each other.
So that's my story to you. I know you gonna know it's true. I look around, guess what I see? I see the
There's the keyboard line. There's the mixer control that we were talking about. So by using those things in conjunction, you can get kind of a nice little break in your song. Now, let's now that we've gone ahead and shown you a couple of different things you can do by adding automation to the mixer and also to the vocoder with the hold button and the shift knob in conjunction, let's go ahead and set up a rack for you to play with the vocoder without having to do a lot of work. That's what we're going to learn how to do today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our vocoder. So let's go ahead and hold down shift and create the vocoder. And then we're going to, below that, we're going to create the audio merger splitter. And then below that, we're going to create a NN19 sampler. And let's go ahead and wire it up. So first thing we're going to do is feed the vocoder the carrier input from the subtractor synthesizer. And we're going to actually split that subtractor into 2 lines so we can fill up both sides of the vocoder. And then we're going to feed the vocoder a sample, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But first of all, we're going to go into the merger splitter here, and we're going to move this other right channel into right in line with each other on the merger side. And at the end of the output of the left side of the merger, which is the left side here, we're gonna jumper out of the output into the first input there. And what we've done is we've created a little port with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inputs that you can. We've basically just multiplied the inputs that you can input into the vocoder.